Okay, finally got everything ready. I'm going to show you guys how to moveset swap the only useful item in the entire game to do this with. Um, there aren't any requirements for this. You don't need to wield the short bow, you don't need to be able to wield the weapon in your left hand. The only requirement is that you have a weapon in your left hand and you have a short bow. You don't even have to have a weapon in your left hand if you just want to do it with bare fists, but this is probably the most useful weapon, like other than maybe an javelin, since crossbows are the only ones that actually have something advantageous about doing this. So, let's see if I can pull it off. What you want to do is you want to jump, start a forward roll, press R1 as soon as you start the forward roll, and then what that'll do is after you're done rolling, it'll bring out the bow and force you to two-hand it, because, here, I'll show you really quick. Doing a rolling R1, after you press it, it cues an R1, and then basically it'll force you to two-hand the bow since you can't one-hand shoot bows. So what you want to do is you want to unequip the bow at either the very start or right before the animation. I'm not sure what the timing is for it exactly, but I do know that it is extremely short. It's like tumble buffing a weapon that you can actually hold. If that's even possible anymore, I'm not sure if it is. It's extremely tight timing. Luna Argentius was the first person to find this, as far as I know. This is where I found it from, is from him. So I'm doing it terribly. It's easier for me to do this at high wall, but I wanted to show it here. It's better to start doing it late too, so you can just get the timing faster. Because if you don't start it late, then you're gonna do that. And you don't want that, because then you have to guess how much slower to do it. It's a lot easier to guess how much faster you need to do it. Fuck. Messing up the inputs. When you start doing it like that, and you don't do an R1 and you don't perform the glitch, I think that means that you're close to the timing. You can actually use this to unlock some unintended moves for certain weapons. You can two-hand a Pyromancy Flame, and that looks funny. You can two-hand a Dark Hand, which gives you a Dark Hand in each hand. And you can two-hand your Bare Fists. The point of this glitch is to swap out the bow for a weapon that can't normally be two-handed, like a Pyromancy Flame, Dark Hand, or Bare Fist. And they each have interesting qualities, but the most useful one I found is the Fist, because it allows you to use crossbows in the way I'm about to demonstrate. If I can get this. It's taking forever. Like I said, okay, I got it. It's extremely hard to do. So basically what this does is now I'm two-handing my fists. And you got an R1, you got an R2, you got an L2, oops, L2. And then L2, you can't charge the L2. It's the same every time. You can charge the R2 still. And then you have your L1 after an R1, which is this. Same as Cestus. So they probably intended to put in some sort of way to two-hand fists. And then you have your L1, and this is the whole reason this glitch is any useful whatsoever. It's because you can fire a crossbow like this. And not only is that really surprising, but as you'll see, I don't have to reload. In fact, I can keep firing, take a step forward, and fire like that as much as I want. And it still consumes a lot of stamina, but it's the fastest way to fire any crossbow. And if you have something like an javelin, you can rapid fire it. But you have to take the step forward, or else I'll stand here and it just won't fire, and it'll keep eating up my stamina. So you have to take a step forward. It also works if you get hit. If you get hit, you can fire after, so it's great for trading. But other than that, this is pretty fucking useful. You can do it with the Dark Hand, and the L1 gives you a, it's like the Dark Hand moveset. It doesn't, or the Dark Hand weapon art, but it has no like particle effect. It has a different sound, and it can hit people, but it doesn't suck them in, it doesn't do anything. At least, I can't actually remember if it hits people or not, I'm not sure. I can check. Let's see. So, basically, like, also, when you do this, you don't need to have the stats to require to hold the crossbow. I don't know if that's just something in the game already, but it allows you to have a build like this, where you have just ridiculous amounts of vigor, vitality, and endurance, and you don't need anything else to do decent damage. So let's try to do it with the Dark Hand. Two-handed Dark Hand. R1, R2, which looks really weird. L2, and then you got the L1. Oh, hold on, I might have to hold it in my left hand, that's right. Because holding it in your left hand gives you special moves. So... oops. I can't remember if this is how you do it, or if you have to moveset swap it in your left hand. You can do this in your left hand too, it's just a lot more difficult. Because then you have to move down while you swap it out. Okay. It's annoying to not have the requirements for this too, because then you have to hit OK that extra time. And it takes forever to press the confirming button on it, because it hardly ever works. There we go. There you go, that's what it is. This is a Dark Wraith L1, and it doesn't do anything. Here. You'll see. Nothing. No hitbox. I would show Pyromancy Flame, but I don't have that. I can try it with a weapon next. Show it. Well, actually, I don't really have to show it with a weapon. It's basically just like you attack like you're left-handing the weapon. If you do that, that's basically what it's like. It's really, really useless unless you use it with crossbows. But like I said, if you have a build like this where you just have heavy as fuck armor and ridiculous amounts of HP, you can do crazy shit with it. So imagine someone like this with a no reload crossbow and explosive bullets doing like 200 damage to you every single time it hits you. Like, that's terrifying. You wouldn't ever want to fight this. which is why I'm gonna do dual videos of it right after this. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.